Because of that, and the fact that the enterprise continually reassesses our workforce needs, I'm notifying you today that we need to reduce our staffing and your positions will be eliminated. I'm notifying you today, but however, you will be paid through the employment termination date, which is May 13th. Following our conversation today, you're going to be getting a lot more information, and I'm going to ask
I just got laid off. I was laid off from my outpatient job, and I was working in a NICU follow-up clinic. I have never experienced something like this before. So I'm doing what any sane person would do, which is I'm eating French fries, waiting to go into Hobby Lobby. I will say I'm very thankful that I work per diem. I do have a second job that I'll just pick up a little bit more at. I don't have benefits through this job, so I'm not taking a hit as much as a lot of the other nurses are, but whoa. I have a lot of feelings about this. I think the biggest one I'm feeling though is disappointment and I'm a little bit angry. This is the first time where I have seen with my own eyes that we treat healthcare like a business. It sucks because at the end of the day, the people who are suffering this layoff the most isn't me, it's not the nurses, although yes, we are suffering, it's the kids. And that's what I'm having such a hard time understanding is why are we doing this when we know the detrimental impact it's going to have on the patients who are the children?
So I'm at work right now, but I am reading this article from Freight Waves. They're saying that layoffs are going to hit the freight-related companies across Southwest or Southeast. More than 1,800 jobs cut in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. So, question is, are we doing great yet?
I just got home from being laid off as an HR business partner today. It sucks, and all I said to my director was it caught me off guard, but I'm not surprised. Their initiative to have everyone get together and find a friendly way to cut costs, their inability to promote people and give people raises, cutting budgets in other ways, these are all signs of a layoff. My position was more business partner and strategy, so obviously strategy of moving people forward and growing people means more money. So it makes sense that my position was cut from the rest of the generalist and admin type HR team. So I'm in a state of disassociating right now, and the one thing that I did remember to say is I could request a recommendation on LinkedIn. So yeah, he's excited to give me a recommendation, and that's the first thing I'll be doing is requesting a recommendation on LinkedIn to show that it was nothing to do with my performance. It was truly a restructure of the company. But I'm in good hands because I know what I'm doing, and a lot of people don't. So hang in there if you're laid off or also looking for a job right now.
Good morning. It is almost 11 o'clock, and I'm doing my morning reading. And I came across this article. I think it's kind of interesting, and I figured I'd share it with you guys. So Newsweek is reporting there's a lot of layoffs coming this month in industries from retail, food, tech, and financial services. And it's some big companies. You got Starbucks, you got Frito-Lay's, U.S. Foods, Macy's, J.P. Morgan, Stocking, Recycling, PT Solutions, UPS, of course. We got, what else? Chewy, Country Pure Foods. What else? AT&T, Mattel, Wells Fargo. Safeway, FedEx. Yeah, there's like a whole list. It is on Newsweek, I should say. But yeah, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see all these companies coming. And there's a lot of companies I don't know what they are. Again, but like I said, it's across tech, food, and retail. So yeah, that's how my morning is starting. They did say that layoffs are coming. They did say there was going to be job loss, but I didn't realize it was going to be that.
Okay, so here's what's going on. A lot of people have been detached from reality. They haven't seen all of the hundreds of thousands of people that have been laid off prior. I guess people been so locked in at the job, they haven't seen what's been going on. If y'all been following this channel, y'all been seeing it's been hundreds of thousands of people. We've been covering this for over a year now. I started this channel, well, not over a year. I started this channel maybe like 8 months ago. So we've been covering this for over 8 months. That's a long time. Now people are saying, oh, I didn't know it would be so many. We talking about tens of thousands at a time. We got USPS laying off thousands. Freight workers by the thousands. Every time I cover layoffs, it's anywhere from 1,000 to 10, 20,000 people losing jobs. That's a lot of people at once. That's a lot of people even if it wasn't at once. All that people can do right now is prepare. If it was me, I would be preparing to be laid off. I would be finding another side hustle, another side gig. And it's like these videos get repetitious because I'm saying the same things, but it's not much you could do at this time other than price to the most high, bank on yourself, count on yourself, invest into yourself. You are your greatest investment. I'm going to keep saying this for a reason. We can't depend on other people to control our life, to control our finances. We have to take back control. We have to be empowered. That's all we can do. Some people, oh, it sounds easier than done. Okay, but you still have to take action. That's all you can do. Try to do something for yourself. You have the internet. Do research. Educate yourself. Get a high in-demand skill. Get a trade. Learn how to trade. You have a few options. Have savings. Live as frugal as you can. Budget as tightly as you can for when this does come, if it does come to you.
So I got laid off from my job out of nowhere yesterday in the middle of my shift. It was a normal day. I was working, and then suddenly my function lead sends a message in chat, in the Teams chat, and says, hey, mandatory meeting in 15 minutes. And I was like, that's weird, but we've had meetings before. So as I log into the meeting and I'm waiting, I noticed that they started logging us out of like all of our work stuff. And as soon as I saw that, my heart sank because I kind of figured I knew what was next. So this bald man that I've never seen in my life hops on the call and tells us like, hey, thank you for joining. Very saddened to say, but we are, restructuring, blah, 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 and everyone is laid off effective immediately. It was like almost 200 people. And we literally were told, like, that's it, you're done. Like, we didn't have to work for the rest of the day. Luckily, we're getting paid till Friday, but it was just like that, like literally nothing, no warning, no nothing. And I've been laid off twice before, but it was easy for me to guess that it was coming. Like I kind of saw it coming. The first time was during COVID, so it makes sense because a lot of people got laid off during COVID. And then the time before that, I worked for a small business, and I started to see them kind of start to lose business and stuff like that, or checks were bouncing, so I figured we were going to get laid off soon. So this was the first time I've been laid off and just completely shocked. I was self-employed for 5 years before this job. I've been with them for 8 months. But my small business is not doing well right now. It hasn't been doing well for about 1.5 years. And I got this job for security, to have income and to kind of just supplement my income until I build my business back up to where I need it to be, or figure out what's next for my business. So I'm very calm right now, but I've been crying a lot. I've been just stressed trying to figure out what to do next. I don't know if I qualify for unemployment because I have a small business, and because I was only working with them for 8 months, and before this I was fully self-employed for 5 years, and unfortunately there's no unemployment for self-employed people when things stop working out. So I'm trying my best to not go into street survival mode and just start, doing things erratically. I really just want to take today to kind of just think about everything, and hopefully I make the right choices going forward. I've seen this happen to people on TikTok where they get laid off out of nowhere, and it does feel worse than what I imagined because you just don't expect it, and it happens. And no matter why you're working for a reason, and it just sucks knowing that security is gone for me now. So day 1 being unemployed. We'll see what's next.
I just had the most stressful time at the UPS store returning my work equipment. I'm also in my boyfriend's old Lexus because can't drive the corporate car anymore because my last day was technically yesterday. after they so rudely did not honor my 2-week notice. Kind of messed up. Anywho, for all the people being like, why don't you just apply for unemployment? I don't qualify for unemployment because I have a business and all of that other stuff. I make too much money. Anyway, I'm at the UPS store, and keep in mind, I've worked for this company before, so I know how this works. Basically, they just send you a bunch of closeout instructions, and in there, it's like, hey, take all of this stuff to UPS and give them this information. They'll box it up, ship it out. So I was like, okay, so I go to the UPS store, and I finally get the email with like all the information, right? I just knew how it worked because I'd worked there before. Gotten all the information on how I need to do it, and I like go into the UPS store and they're like, we can't find this account. And I was like, there's no way, because I left this job like 8 or 9 months ago, and I brought all the equipment to you and just gave you the sheet and you figured it out and sent it off. You didn't even ask me any questions. Everything you needed was on that sheet. And they're like, no, we can't find it. And I'm like, this is a big like Fortune 500 company. There's no way like they're going to have a master account here. And I know they do because I've done this before. And then they couldn't figure it out forever. She goes, gets her manager, and then gets her manager's manager. And then I was like, listen, I've done this multiple times. And they're like, what's the company's name? I'm like, it's right there. And I say it, it's a huge company, okay? And it's a 2-part name. So they like said the second part of the name, and they're like, oh, well, maybe it'll be under that. They find the account, do the entire order. And she's like, okay, so how are you going to pay for this? And I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a way to charge them, because I do not remember paying last time. I don't remember if I paid with my corporate card or anything, but I'm pretty sure I just brought everything, gave it to y'all. You charged the master account. We were good to go, and you shipped it off and boxed it up. And we're going through it, and she's like, oh, okay, I think I see like how I'm supposed to bill them. So then she has to restart everything over, resubmit everything, finally charges the master account. I was in the UPS store for over 45 minutes. Like, they were helping me for over 45 minutes. I even had to reach out to my old boss to be like, hey, so like they're giving me issues with this equipment return, but like, I don't know what to do because I've done this before. Anyways, they were able to figure it out, and I got back to him and I was like, just kidding, we're good to go. Like, we finally got it sent off, but holy crap. It was such a hassle that it took 4 different people at the UPS store coming to help me to try to figure this out. But I'm not even kidding you. Last time I returned my work equipment, I just had everything. I had the paperwork, handed them the paperwork. They're like, great, got it. Boxed it all up, did everything. I was in and out in like 5 minutes, like 45 freaking minutes later. RIP. That was so rough. But you know what? It's all over now. It's all over. And for people being like, so your job like ended up technically laying you off after you put in your 2 weeks notice, because my last day was supposed to be the 15th, and they're like, actually we decided it was yesterday. I'm like, cool. I just don't have any fight left in me. For those of you like, why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? No fight left in me, to be honest. I'm doing the let them theory on this one. Like, let them. That's what they want to do. Let them, because I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I refuse to give my energy to this. So I just submitted everything. It's done. It's over. I have nothing tied to this company anymore.
The fact that she said last time, like this has happened to her multiple times. This isn't her first time being laid off. As I cover these videos, I'm seeing people being laid off from multiple jobs. It's just sad. Our economy is struggling. These jobs are going under. A lot of companies are going under. And I seen her before. I remember she was struggling to get a job. She got a job. Now she lost the job. Trump not making the country greater. He not making America great again, is he? I don't see it so far, do you? I see him doing the same thing that Biden did, except worse, even faster. More layoffs, more jobs being cut, budgets being cut. So people are losing jobs due to that. I don't think it's going to get better no time soon, y'all. Prepare for the storm. This is not a doom and gloom video. This is not to scare you. This is to prepare you. And this is why I say invest into digital assets. Invest into ISO 220 coins. Invest into cryptocurrency. Invest into trading, because this is the future. And this is where things are headed. So you want to get ahead of the curve, you have to start now while you still have an income. That way later, when these assets do go up in value, you can be one of the ones that benefit, especially if you get a good entry point. There are a lot of different coins that you can get into. And I'm not talking about meme coins, forget them. I'm talking about real coins that have utility.
So I'm sitting inside the truck that I'm supposed to be cleaning out my personal belongings, getting them out of here. And it's a very bittersweet feeling, because this is the place where I recorded most of my videos. I've recorded at least 400 videos out of this truck, and this will be my last one. So very bittersweet feeling, but it's all good. I just came from a job interview. I'm not sure if I want them. They definitely want me. So at least I have prospects, right? But I did receive a phone call from my brother-in-law, and he reminded me that just because God has closed this door, that doesn't mean that God isn't going to open a bunch more. And then he reminded me of many times where God has done that very same thing. So I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm not desperate for just whatever comes my way because I've made that mistake in the past. I will not be doing it again. I have another interview in about 2 hours, so I'm gonna get this truck cleaned out. I'm gonna say my goodbyes, turning in this key, and closing this chapter of my life. It's been great. I'm not gonna, just bash the company because they laid me off. Whatever, things happen. Life goes on. Well, with that being said, keep your boy in your prayers because I'm gonna need them. Whenever life gets shaky like this, where things are in the air, I have a hard time adjusting, but I'm getting better at it. So that's that.
I got laid off last week, and although I wasn't expecting to get laid off, I've been preparing to get laid off. So here are a couple things that I did to prepare to get laid off. Number one, healthcare appointments for me and the whole family. Like, everybody go to the doctor, seriously, while you have good insurance, okay? Get your teeth clean, get some new glasses, get some contacts, get a physical, get a pap smear, whatever you need to do, lab work. Make sure you are using your insurance to its full potential, okay? So I did that. I also updated my resumes, LinkedIn. I kind of jotted down any positive feedback I got from leadership or on any projects I was working on, so I could use that in interviewing as look at how great I am at this skill type of thing. Obviously, saving money. Stop shopping. That's obvious. Just stop shopping. Also, saving PTO. Stop using your PTO if you don't need it right now. If you don't have to take off, because you have to take off, I wouldn't take off. Because when they lay you off, they have to pay your PTO out. So just stop using that PTO. And then lastly, a side hustle. Get a side hustle going. For me, I got monetized on TikTok, but any type of side hustle that you can have an in-between situation, in between jobs, is key.
So yesterday I was laid off for my job, my very cushy, very nice trucking job. And that's all good. I got 2 interviews. I'm on my way to one right now. They're both better paying jobs. One of them is even closer to my house. But that's actually not what I want to talk about. Yesterday, while I was on that phone call, one of the drivers that was getting laid off, he said, "Hey guys, so you request a 2 weeks notice from us when we're going to leave. In fact, last year I did give you a 2 weeks notice. I decided to leave. I found a better job and I put in my 2 weeks and you guys talked me out of it. You said, no, we're going to give you a raise, which you did. But I would be in a much better job right now. But you can't be bothered to give us a 2 weeks notice. Hey, you're about to lose your income. We have to give you, a multi-billion-dollar company, 2 weeks to find our replacement. But you can't be bothered to give us the same courtesy." The boss said, "This is not a decision leadership makes lightly." And the driver said, "That's not what I'm asking you." Then he said, "There's not much more I can tell you. I'm sorry things are the way they are." And that was that. Let this be a reminder that you can be as loyal as a dog to a company. And when they decide to let go of you for whatever reason, they're moving on. And there's nothing you can do about that. And also, we're done giving 2 weeks notices. Courtesy is a two-way street. And if I can't expect that from you, don't expect it from me. Have a great one.
That's a fact. It's not fair, is it? Got to give a 2 week notice before you quit so that they can get somebody else. So they want you to make sure they good, but they're not going to make sure you good. They're not going to give you a 2 week notice. They're not going to give us a 2 week notice. They could let us go at any time, right? Anytime. They could just wake up one day and decide, hey, you know what? We're going to let this whole department right here go. Everybody that's working this position, we don't need them no more. We're about to eliminate it. We're going to eliminate the whole position. And as soon as they decide that, they got you on a Zoom call telling you, you got to go. You got to turn your equipment in or it's your last day. It's not fair. It's not right. You got a key point here. But welcome to America. This is America. It's never been fair and it never will be fair.
So I got laid off on Thursday. Today's Monday, and I have a lot of thoughts. So let's talk about it. For reference, I'm 28 years old. I've been working in corporate America for, 8 years. I graduated college in 2018. And this is my second, technically third time getting laid off if you include a furlough from COVID. I was not expecting it at all. I was pretty blindsided. But I am super, super thankful for this layoff versus my last one. And let me explain to you why. The last time I got laid off, I was 24 years old and I had just purchased my condo. So my first piece of property, the only piece of property I own, I used most of my savings to purchase it. It's truly my biggest accomplishment. And 2 months later, I had no employment. I vowed to myself from that moment on, I would never let myself feel so scared and so hopeless ever again because I truly wasn't sure
what I was going to do. Like, I was like, I think I'm going to be on food stamps. And my parents, just for backstory, like, I had no assistance getting my house. My parents sent me dish towels as a thank you present. Like, I 100% did this on my own. So it was 100% my responsibility to figure out what I'm going to do. With that being said, I then met my now fiance a year and a half later, and I live in his house, and we rent out my property still. So we do make a little bit of rental income. I also teach Pilates, and I own my own Pilates grip socks business. And I have done this weekend what is called redistributing my calories, now knowing one of my sources of income will be diminished. So I guess my biggest piece of advice here for women, because that's who I'm really talking to, but truly anyone, is do not put all of your eggs in one basket. I don't care if you have the best corporate job in the world. I don't care if you think you have the job security. I used to tell people that this was the job I was retiring to, and I absolutely got blindsided by this. But I do not have to worry about how I'm going to put food on the table or what I'm going to do when I wake up tomorrow, because I have 2 other sources of income, 3 if you count my rental, 3 other sources of income, but 2 other businesses, teaching Pilates and owning my Pilates sub company, that I can now put more of my calories in and redistribute while looking for more full-time work. I am not saying quit your job and going all in on being an entrepreneur. If that suits you, great. But I love corporate America. I've always loved the stability of it, but do not put all of your eggs in one basket. I don't care if it's a hobby, an interest, something you might kind of be interested in. Dive into it, explore it, and figure out how to monetize it, because truly, you never know when you're going to get a random meeting on your calendar that you're going to get laid off. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just being realistic. And it's really important just for your character development and as a person to have like a multifaceted personality, to be able to have hobbies that I've been able to monetize and take as something outside of work. I love teaching because I work from home and it gets me out of the house, but I also know I can kind of flow in and flow out of it as much as I want, depending on what I need in my life. So like, truly, if you have not already, like, especially everybody, but really women, like, because that's who I'm talking to, like, find something you're minorly interested in. It does not have to be the fire that's lit under your ass. It doesn't have to be your be-all, end-all passion project. You don't have to be obsessed with it every day. You're not going to be obsessed with anything every single day. But you need to find something that you can lean into and just figure out additionally, like, how you could monetize that, like, what you can grow from it. It doesn't have to be your own business. It could literally be a side hustle, but, like, truly find a side hustle, find something else. So in case you ever need to, you can diversify those calories, because you never, ever, ever know when you're going to need to lean into it.
Thank you. Somebody else is saying that maybe she could relay this message better than I can. Maybe it takes somebody else for people to finally get that wake-up call and be like, you know what? That makes sense. Because when I say it, sometimes people get offended. I don't know why. I'm just here to try to help, give solutions. But hey, I'm telling y'all, that's the best thing you could do right now. Because you see, these jobs are not working. I'm seeing this happen with people I know. Like, I'm seeing people go through 5, 10 different jobs in 1 year, working for a month or 2, fired or laid off, working for another job, laid off, get another one, laid off, get another one, laid off. And then I'm seeing people not even being hired at all and them not knowing what to do, losing everything, backtracking in life. See, you work that 9 to 5, that's cool. But what about the 5 to 9? You got to have a 5 to 9 too, which is your side hustle, which is your aspiring business, which is your side gig work, whatever it is, DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever it is you want to do, that's your 5 to 9. You need one in this current economy. One income is too close to none. You might have heard me say that before, and I say that a lot because I had to learn that myself. There's been times that I had one income. When that income is gone, what do you have then? Nothing. Now you're broke. You don't want to be broke in this economy with all of these events going on, with an uncertain future, with a recession coming this summer, supposedly. This is not the time at all.
Yeah, tariffs can and will affect your job, even if you work like a regular retail job, because I just got laid off this morning. The store is set to close at the end of the month, and I will be out of work after the first week of May, so it's like, I'm still coming to terms with that. I don't think it's really going to hit me until I'm officially like not working within the business. So who knows, maybe this will be my Dochi video. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, 5 years from now, maybe I would have sold a couple of screenplays, or maybe I'm working on something, or maybe it's post-production, or maybe I'll be doing promos for something that I wrote and I really love, and I'm actually doing what I enjoy in life. But it's like right now, I'm trying not to think about how bleak the future feels, because I try to stay socially and politically aware because it's important. Case in point, these tariffs quite literally caused my company to panic. And they panicked, and they a lot of good people are losing their jobs. And it sucks. It really sucks, because retail is kind of all I know, and if retail isn't even safe, and it costs money to go back to school, it costs money to do a trade, it costs money to exist, what are my fucking options? So we are truly in unprecedented times right now, but I'm trying to remain optimistic. It's so funny because me and my best friend were just in our kitchen last night, because you have to rely on your village during times like these. When I lost my last job back in 2023 and I had to leave my first apartment that I moved into, my friends were there for me, and they were like, you're going to have to take a pay cut. You're going to have to work part-time or multiple part-time jobs, but we'll be here to offer you a room and like give you a good deal on a room. This way you're not like going crazy with how you have to readjust. And I readjusted, and I was finally like breathing a little bit this year. Like you saw, I got my hair done for the first time in like 2 to 3 years, right? Maybe I should have saved that money. I don't know. Like, it's like I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm playing by the book. I'm following the rules.
No job is safe at this point in time, even retail jobs. These tariffs is destroying everything. These tariffs, it's going to catapult the recession. Even though we already in one, it's going to catapult the depression, the collapse of the monetary system. But yeah, family, if you made it to the end of the video, let me know what you think about this one. Peace into my Hebrew family. Shalom. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.